And then keeping the eyes closed, I invite you to ask yourself this morning, what is my intention for my practice this morning? What do I hope to achieve or gain? What is my goal? My sankalpa. Kalpa means to create. This is what I want to do. So take some time now to reflect on why you are sitting here with me this morning, and then see if you can formulate an intention, a sankalpa, one simple, clear sentence. When you have your sankalpa, repeat it to yourself 3 times. Say it with meaning and the belief that it is achievable. And then just allow your intention to rest in the depths of your mind. As you begin to turn your attention to your breath, you might like to rest one hand over the heart center, the other hand over the belly. Now begin to breathe into the heart space. So feel the chest expanding, filling up with fresh breath, prana, life force. And allow the exhalation to come from the belly. So feel the belly draw in towards the center, towards your spine. You can even exaggerate that exhalation a little bit. And then breathing into the heart space. Fill the chest, fill the lungs with fresh breath. And allowing the exhalation to come from the belly. Few more breaths in this way. Really making friends with your breath this morning. A breath like a wave in the ocean, gently rolling in and gently rolling out. Perhaps a slight pause at the top of the inhalation and at the end of the exhalation. Soothing, nourishing, calming. And then release your arms down by your side. We're going to go straight into our chant this morning, Sahana Vavatu, and then we're going to work with a meditation practice. So again, just change your position if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable, and feel free to join in with me if you'd like to. So let's exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvi Navaditamastu. Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvi Navaditamastu. Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Just gently bowing forward, whether you're in a seated position, on a chair or cross-legged, just gently bowing forward. And gently come up. So, as I mentioned, we're going to begin with a meditation practice this morning. And this is going to be probably for about 7 or 8 minutes. So, if you need to change how you're sitting, feel free to do that now. If you're really low in energy, feel free to lie down or grab a chair. This is a beautiful practice that is well known largely through the Buddhist teacher Joan Halifax, who says this is a great practice for those who are working with people who are at the end of their lives. So she spent 40 years working with people who were dying. And but it's also an invaluable practice for going through really challenging times like global pandemics. So this is a really good practice for all of us at the moment. It involves working with the idea of having a strong back and a soft front. So cultivating within ourselves this idea of a strong back and a soft front. So I invite you to close your eyes if they're not already closed. You might like to have your hands in a favorite mudra. If you're not sure, bring the tips of the index fingers and thumbs to touch. Palms can be up or down. And just allow this concept of a strong back and a soft front to really sink into your being now. What does it mean to you to have a strong back and a soft front? Fully inhabit your body as you sit with this idea. Feel your back, your spine, holding you upright. Strong, tall, stable spine. And at the same time, be aware of the front of your body, open and soft, tender and undefended. Having a strong back means that we can draw on inner strength to carry us through those challenging moments in our lives. Strength to face the waves that may seem to come out of nowhere. We can stand tall, stand in our power. We have the capacity to uphold ourselves, especially during difficult times. We are grounded, rooted, stable. Spend a few moments resting in this awareness. A strong back representing our ability to have composure during difficult times, and also representing mental and emotional stability. Now, very gently turn your attention to the front of your body, to your soft front, which houses your heart, your lungs, and all other vital organs. Acknowledge that having a strong back enables you to have a soft front. Having a soft front is about opening to things as they are, accepting life as it is, rather than worrying about the future or wishing things were different. Cultivating this quality within ourselves enables us to remain open to life without shutting down or becoming bitter or resentful or closing our hearts. A soft front allows us to keep feeling, keep allowing emotions to flow through us. It allows us to stay present without locking ourselves away or attempting to hide from pain and suffering. Softness lets love flow. Softness allows us to catch our breath, even when that means allowing another wave to overtake us. Softness is what gives us a way to stay connected to all that is good. Once again, spend a few moments resting in this awareness. Soft front, open and tender. When we cultivate a strong back and a soft front within ourselves, we're more able to weather the storms of life with strength, wisdom, grace, and an open heart. We unite the qualities traditionally associated with the masculine: courage, independence, and assertiveness, with those qualities that are more considered feminine ways of being: gentleness, empathy, receptivity, sensitivity. So let's once again just gently bow the head down towards the heart. And we're going to work now with some practices to strengthen our backs and keep our chest and belly areas open. So trying to find this balance between softness and strength. So we're going to start off our postures lying on our tummies. So if you'd like to come down to the ground, lying fully outstretched on your tummy. And we're going to Take the arms above the head. So your arms are shoulder width apart or even wider apart, if that's better for your shoulders. And same with your legs and feet. So the feet are hip width apart or perhaps a little bit wider, if that's better for your lower back. Okay. Forward is on the floor or on the mat. And let's exhale all breath to begin. On our next inhalation, let's lift left arm, head, and left leg. And you're looking for length through the body rather than height. Exhale, lower everything down. 2 more of these. Breathe in, left arm, left leg. Stretching from fingertip to toe tip and lower. Once more. And lower. Let's do the same on the other side. So now right arm, right leg and head. And lower. 2 more of these. Noticing if this right side feels the same as the left or if it feels a little bit different. Stretching through the body from fingertip to toe tip. And lower. Let's do a diagonal stretch this time. So left arm and right leg, also the head. And lower. 2 more. Breathe in, lift it up. And lower. Last time. And lower. Let's swap over. Right arm, left leg and head. And lower. 2 more. Right arm, left leg. And down. And again. And down. Okay, just take a breath there. And this time we're going to try to lift just our arms and our head. So keep the tops of the feet pressing down. Take the legs a bit wider apart if there's lower back's feeling a bit tender this morning. So as we breathe in, let's lift the arms and the head. And lower. 2 more. And lower. If it's a bit much for your shoulders, please take the arms out a little bit wider. Breathe in and lift. And lower. Take a breath. Okay, now our last one. As we inhale, we're lifting arms, head, and both legs, stretching long and tall through the body and lower. 2 more of these. Last one. Bring your hands alongside your chest and very carefully lift up, bend your legs and move into extended child. So stretching the fingertips forward, big toes are touching, knees are wide. Breathing into the back of the body. Strong back. Feeling the breath like a wave in the ocean, gently flowing in and gently flowing out. Okay. On our next inhalation, let's lift up into cat. Tuck your toes and move into down face dog pose. If you prefer to just stay with cat this morning, that's fine. Breathe yourself back down into cat. Big toes touch and release all the way back into child. Let's work with this a few more times. Breathe into cat. Tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Coming back down into cat and child. Synchronize the movement with your breath. Warming the body up on this very cold morning. Now you're welcome to do a few more of these flowing sequences, or some of you might like to stay in dog now. Perhaps even bending one leg and then the other if the legs are feeling quite tight and stiff this morning. Fingers spread wide. Make sure your head and your neck are relaxed. Otherwise, you might just be working with cat and child. And then on our next inhalation, drop the knees down. Let's move into child, bending the arms. Rest your forehead or your chin on your hands, just to rest the arms and the shoulders a little. Take a breath or two there. Okay, let's move now into the elephant. This is another really good pose for strengthening our backs. So your hands are wide, the little fingers are touching the outer edges of the mat if you're using a mat. Little toes touching the outer edges of the mat. When you're ready, lift your knees, lift your hips, coming into elephant. Holding elephant for 5 or 6 breaths, or just coming down when you need to. Think of the strength of an elephant. So we're looking to connect with that same quality of the elephant here. There's actually a yoga sutra of Patanjali, a particular sutra which talks about this idea of meditating on something in nature that we want to develop those qualities within ourselves. So this is a good example. If you're not feeling very strong, if you're feeling there's too much softness, too much sort of fragility, this could be a good practice to work with the elephant, meditate on an elephant, print out some photos of elephants, or get some beautiful little statues of elephants and put them around the house. Okay, let's come down onto our knees, into child. And again, bend your arms, rest your chin or your forehead on your hands, and take a rest. Let's come up onto all fours. And I'd like to give you a couple of options. The gentler option is to work with a stretch for the calf. Those of you want to go up further, I thought we could have a go at doing plank from here. So any wrist or shoulder issues, you may not want to do plank, just do the calf stretch. So let's all start off with that calf stretch. So the knees are together, fingers spread wide, and just taking one leg back and tucking the toes under. So this is a beautiful stretch for the calf. So you can stay here if you're comfortable here, if you're happy here. Otherwise, let's have a go at plank. So we're going to take the other leg back, and the body's in a nice straight line. The shoulders are directly over the wrists. Connecting with your breath. Strong core work. Connecting with our inner strength. When you want to have a little rest, bend the legs and rest in child for a moment, and then we'll have another go. Okay, let's come up onto all fours. So now take the other leg back. If you're just doing the calf stretch, stay here. The rest of us will take both legs back into plank. Make sure you're not holding the breath. If you're happy, a couple more breaths here. If you've had enough, we're all going to meet in child pose. So when you're ready, come on down. If you can this time, release your arms alongside you. But if you need to support your head with your hands, that's fine. Just even make fists with the hands. And let's gently come up. Okay. We're going to swing ourselves around, come onto the buttocks, and we're going to have a go at tables. This is a table pose is another fantastic pose for strengthening our backs and muscles along the spine. I know some of you don't love table and find it quite challenging, so you may prefer to work with a few rounds of bridge instead. Otherwise, come along with me. So the feet are hip width apart. Hands are behind. Now you can play around with the fingers turned away from you or fingers towards you. See what feels best for your wrists. And even before we lift up, we want to try and be in a little bit of a back bend position. So chest moving forward, shoulder blades squeezing together. You might even just want to stay here and work with it this way. Any neck issues, you look along the body. Otherwise, you might be able to tilt the head back to look up. So just be careful of the neck. Let's exhale all breath to begin. As we breathe in, let's slowly start to lift up. So either looking along the body or perhaps tilting the head to look up. And as we exhale, we lower down and we drop the chin to the chest. Breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out. Let's keep going. Listen to the sound of your breath. Now you're welcome to keep lifting up and down with the breath, or some of you this time might like to hold table. Just for three or four breaths. Keep the breath flowing. Keep lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe into the lungs. Lift the chest, lift the hips. When you've had enough, we gently come down, we release the hands, and we rest forward. And if you like, you can just circle the wrists a few times in either direction. Okay, we're going to have a go at boat. So boat's another fantastic pose for strengthening our backs. Quite a challenging pose, so we'll see how we go. A gentler option actually is to have the hands behind you on the floor like this. So some of you might even like to again, play around with the direction of the fingers. Some of you might even like to work with it like this morning. Otherwise, we hold on to the lower legs and we try to straighten the spine as much as we can before we actually lift. When you're ready, start to lean back, lift one leg up and the other. And see if you can bring the lower legs parallel to the floor, holding on to the calves and the shins. Inner edge of the big toes touching, and we're looking towards our big toes. Trying to soften the face. Not too much tension in the shoulders. We're going to do this a couple of times. So when you need a little rest, gently lower the feet and come forward. Take a moment to check in with yourself. Are you okay to have another go, or do you want to just rest? You could even cross your legs and fold forward if you prefer. Okay, if you're okay, if you've got lots of energy this morning, let's go again. So hold on to the legs and inhale, lift up. If you would like to, you can even let go of the legs. So your palms are facing each other, shoulders relaxed, looking towards our big toes, smiling because we all love this so much. Again, when you have had enough, come down. Let's all cross the legs this time and gently fold forward. Might like to close the eyes, and you might like to say to yourselves a few times, in softness, I have strength. In softness, I have strength. Let's gently come up. And we're going to make our way up into a standing position. I'm going to work with our bandhas. So I sent out some information about the bandhas with the links if you're not familiar with the bandhas. They're best done on an empty stomach and not if you are menstruating. So if you're new to these, if you're not sure, feel free to just watch this one. We're going to work with them over the next, we're going to keep working with them for probably the next month. But it can take a long time to really master or get a feel for the bandhas. So don't worry too much if it's all new. The other thing to watch is if you try it and you get a bit nauseous or feel a bit dizzy, lightheaded, just stop and even just sit down if you need to for a minute or so. So quick revision, there we have 3 internal energy locks. Mula Bandha at the perineum, it's like a plug in the bath. So we're trying to retain, contain energy and draw it up. Jalandhara Bandha is our throat lock, same thing, it's a lock, it's a seal. Energy moves back down, and Uddiyana Bandha is our tummy lock. So we try to suck the tummy in, up under the rib cage. So all of the energy moving into the solar plexus to stoke the digestive fire. Trying to keep the fronts of our bodies soft and not let them become rigid and hard. So in winter, everything can become a bit sluggish, a bit blocked. This is a good practice to work with for that. Okay, so let's try. Feet a comfortable distance apart. Bend the legs, hands onto your thighs, fingers pointing inward. We take a deep breath in and blow the breath out through the mouth. Now we straighten the arms, pressing the hands onto the thighs, chin to chest, Jalandhara Bandha, our throat lock, squeezing the perineum, Mula Bandha, and drawing the tummy in up under the rib cage. It's like a hollowing out effect of the abdominal area. There's no breath in the body at this point. We're holding. When you need to breathe, gently release everything and just hang forward. Take a breath or 2 here. Check in with yourself. Are you feeling okay? It's a very powerful practice recorded in the ancient yogic text. It's a cleansing practice. Flush out stagnant blood and toxins. Okay, let's come up and let's try again. So breathe in, blow the breath away. Hands press onto the thighs, arms are straight, chin to chest. Squeeze the perineum, tummy in up under the rib cage. When you need to breathe, release, let the body relax and hang forward. And again, breathe in, blow the breath out. Holding, no breath in the body. Hang forward when it's time. You might like to sway from one side to the other. And back to center. And let's slowly come up. Roll the shoulders back. Come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms facing forward, soft palms. Close the eyes for a moment. And again, let's connect with this idea of a strong back. Feel your strong back. Excuse me, and a soft front. Open and relaxed. Strong back and a soft, open front. Face soft, mouth relaxed. Perhaps saying to yourselves a few times, in softness, I have strength. Let's blink the eyes open. So a beautiful pose for strengthening our back is when we work with our lateral stretches. So on your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Hold the right wrist with the left hand. And on the exhalation, lean over to the left. Breathe yourself back to center. Change the grip. And over to the other side. Come back to center, release, and lower your arms. Let's do this twice more. Breathe in. Hold the right wrist and exhale. Back to center, change the grip, and over to the right. Back to center. And lower. Last one. Hold the right wrist. And lower. Take a breath there. Another great pose for strengthening our backs is Utkatasana, our chair pose. So let's work with a flowing sequence. We've been working with this a bit over the last month, but if you're not quite sure, feel free to watch the first one. We're going to move from chair into a forward bend, back into chair, and then we come up to stand. Okay, so to spread your toes. Let's breathe in, take the arms up overhead, shoulder width apart, and exhale into our imaginary chair. Remember, you can always rest the hands on your thighs if this is better for your shoulders. Breathe in here. And exhale, slide into a forward bend. Now, legs can be bent or straight here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take your hands onto your shins. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold down. Now, stay here for one breath. Bend your legs, come back through chair, all the way up, palms together, and exhale. Okay, so let's try 4 more of these. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, hands are here or on your thighs. Exhale, tip forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold and stay for a breath. Bend your legs. Breathe in. And breathe out. I'll do it sideways in case you want to see a different angle. Inhale. Exhale into our imaginary chair. Inhale, hold it here. And exhale, tip forward. Breathe in, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold and stay for a breath. Bend your legs, Utkatasana, chair. Palms together. And exhale. 2 more. Into our imaginary chair. Breathe in. And tip forward. Lift up halfway. And exhale and stay for a breath. Bend your legs, Utkatasana. Tadasana. Last one. Tip forward. Lift up halfway. And stay for a breath. Bend your legs. And rest your hands at your heart. Close the eyes and take a breath. And release the hands down. Good. Okay, let's take the legs wide apart. We're going to go into Trikonasana, so a wider, stronger lateral stretch now for our spines. So we'll turn the right toes around, left toes in. Shoulders, chest facing forward, just soften the shoulders. Front of the body open and soft. Let's inhale, raise the arms, turn to the right. Exhale, lean over and then take the hand down. Left arm can be straight up to the sky or resting on your hip if that's better for your shoulder. You can be looking down towards your right big toe, forward, or if the neck's feeling okay, looking up towards your left thumb. And breathe. Good. Now bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up and just turn around again to the right. And exhale, we're going into it for a second time. Holding 5 or 6 breaths here. Always coming up early if that's better for you. So listen to your body. Does this feel okay? Are you connecting with your breath? Good. Now bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. Turn to center. And release your arms down. Let's turn the legs around. We'll do the same to the other side. So soft shoulders, open heart. Exhale all breath to begin. Let's breathe in, raise the arms. Turn to the left, leaning over, take the hand down, right arm up or on your hip if that's better for your shoulder. Either looking towards your big toe, forward, or perhaps up towards your right thumb. What's happening to the breath? Good. Bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. Keep the head to the left. Exhale, forward and down. 5 or 6 breaths here. Good. Bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up. Turn to center and exhale. Release the legs and walk on the spot. Okay, let's try one more standing pose, a forward bend. So take the legs wide, outer edges of the feet parallel. You have the option of either resting the hands on the buttocks and sliding the hands down the backs of the legs as we come forward, or interlacing your fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's take a deep breath in, look up, open the front of the body, soft front. And as we exhale, we try to come forward with a flat back. So keep looking up, and then just let the head go. Legs can be bent or straight. If the hands are interlaced, they come up and over the head. Otherwise, the hands are on your legs. Good. Now, very carefully and safely, we're going to come up. So any lower back tenderness, bend your legs. Nice and slowly coming up. Take your arms out to the side. And exhale. Release your legs. And we're going to come to sit down. Now, what I'd like us to do now is to go into a supported fish, if we can. It's okay if you don't have any, or what I'd like you to try to get is a pillow or a cushion or two, or even a rolled up blanket to work with this. So those of you who know supported fish, you can come into it straight away. If you're not sure, you can have a look, and I'll show you a couple of options. I'll show you this, and then if you don't have any props at all, I'll show you how to do fish without cushions. That's easy too. Okay, so for today, I'm going to put my cushions together like this. Sit onto my mat. So my buttocks is on the floor, and then I want the cushions to support my upper back. So I'm going to lie down, make sure they're in the right place, and I want the back of the head to be on the floor. Unless you have neck issues, in which case you might grab another cushion or a blanket and give yourself a little bit of support under the back of the head. Okay, so something like this. You can pop your socks on, you can have a blanket over you if you like. Hands can be wherever's comfortable, out to the side, on the belly, or perhaps overhead if that opening is possible for you. So we're working with this pose this morning for this idea of soft, open front, undefended, a tender, open heart. We're going to stay here for 4 or 5 minutes. Now, if you don't have any props, that's absolutely fine. Have a look. We come down. We roll from side to side. We take the arms underneath the body. So I'm actually lying on my hands, fingers are spread wide, my thumbs are touching. Feet are together, feet are flexed. Now you might even just stay here. You can see this is a beautiful open position. My heart is open, there's a bit of a back bend happening. But if you want to go further, you can lift your head and either be on the crown of the head like this, or much stronger, the head is in the air like this. Breathe into the heart space. So you might do this 2 or 3 times, hold it for perhaps 5 breaths, lower down, have a little rest, and then lift up again. So one of these options would be wonderful if you can manage it. Otherwise, you've always got the option to just rest in a pose of your choice, even lying with the legs up the wall, if you don't feel fish is right for you this morning. Focusing on the soft, open front of your body. Seeing if you can let go. Allow yourself to surrender into the support of the cushions or the blanket, the floor, the earth beneath you. Allow yourself to receive that support. Welcome that support. Watch the tendency of the mind to wander, to start thinking and get drawn away from the present moment. And keep drawing, guiding your awareness back to the here and now, to your current experience, and to your breath. Watching each breath arise and pass away. Just one more minute here. Now, the safest way to come out of supported fish is to roll to one side and just to push all your props out of the way and then to lie back down flat. If you know your neck is really strong, you can sit straight up, but I don't recommend that unless you know yourself and your neck very well. So we're all going to meet lying down on the ground. Feel the whole of your back connecting with the floor. Nice long spine, straight spine. And just sigh the breath away there. If it feels good, you can bring the knees into the chest. Just give yourselves a lovely hug and a squeeze, perhaps even lifting the head up towards your knees. Good. Now we're going to move into what's sometimes called a book twist. And you may like to use a cushion or a blanket for a little bit of support under the side of your head. So feel free to look if you're not familiar with this practice. We're going to start off on our side, on our right side. So you're lying on your right side, and you may have this little bit of support under the right side of your head and your face. The right arm is out to the side. I'm not mirroring you here. The left hand is on top, but we want to just check that our shoulder, top shoulder and top hip are in a straight line. So our spine is in alignment. Top knee resting on top of the bottom knee. Okay. So we exhale all breath here. As we breathe in, we slide this top hand, fingers along the bottom arm. We pause at the heart center. And as we exhale, we keep going. We take that top arm over to the other side, perhaps turning the head to look towards the fingers, if that's okay for the neck. Otherwise, the head stays in a neutral position. On the next inhale, we stretch that top arm up into the sky, and exhale, it comes to rest on the bottom hand. So again, breathe in, slide it along the bottom arm, pause at the heart center, and exhale, let it flow over to the other side. If this is a bit strong, you can let that top knee lift away from the bottom knee. Otherwise, keep the knees squeezing together. Breathe in, send that arm up into the sky, and exhale back. Okay, 3 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Send it up into the sky. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Send it up into the sky. And back. This time we're going to hold the twist. So take that left arm over to the left side, perhaps turning to look towards the left. Try to relax your left shoulder towards the floor as much as possible. Face is soft, mouth free of tension, and we're holding here. Connecting with the breath. Good. And on your next inhalation, stretch that left arm up into the sky and bring it back to rest on the bottom palm. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side. So let's swing ourselves around. Make sure you've got that support for your head. Check that your hip and your shoulder are in a straight line. Good. And then exhale all breath here. As we breathe in, let's slide that top hand and fingers along the bottom arm. Pause at your heart center. And on the exhalation, take that right arm over to the right side, perhaps turning to look towards the right, if that's okay for your neck. Inhale, send that arm up into the sky. And exhale, let it rest on your bottom hand. 4 more of these. Breathe in. And breathe out. Option to let that top knee lift if the twist is a bit intense. Inhale, send it up into the sky. And exhale. Keep going. linking the movement with your breath. On the fifth one, we're going to hold the twist, endeavoring to draw that right shoulder down towards the ground, softening the face, softening the forehead. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth, holding here. Feeling the breath arise and pass away. Good. And on your next inhalation, send that right arm up into the sky and exhale, bring it back to rest. Good. Okay, from here, just removing any cushions under the back of your head, roll over onto your back once again. Bring the knees into the chest, give yourselves a lovely hug. On the next inhale, take your legs up to the sky, arms out to the side or up and overhead. And as you exhale, bend the legs, come back home, perhaps head lifting to the knees. Again, breathe in, perhaps taking the legs wide apart this time. Flex your feet. And exhale. Last one. Now from here, stretch your legs out along the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. Stretch from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, release your arms by your side. Let's do this twice more. Breathe in. Stretching through the body, fingertip to toe tip. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. Good. Okay. We're going to move into Shavasana, relaxation. But if there's any last movement your body would like before you rest, please honor that. So take the next 30 seconds or so to work with some little movement, if that feels good. Otherwise, grab what you need to be comfortable for relaxation. If you haven't already, perhaps popping your socks on, grabbing blankets or shawls. And when you do come down to lie to rest, let your body soften. And begin your relaxation practice by exhaling slowly 3 times through pursed lips. Settling yourselves onto the floor, feeling the support of the earth beneath you. And then slowly bringing your awareness to your spine. Breathe into your spine. Appreciate how strong, flexible, and conductive it is. You might like to rock a little from side to side as you settle your posture. The strength of your spine allows you to uphold yourself in the midst of all circumstances. You can remind yourself of this strength by silently saying, strong back, strong back. Your mind and your back are connected. So feel the sense of uprightness and flexibility in your mind. Now let your awareness travel to your belly. Breathe into your belly. Let your breath be deep and calm as your belly rises and falls. Feel your natural courage and openness as you breathe deeply into your belly. Shifting your awareness to your chest, becoming aware of the tender, open feeling of this space. Let your heart be open and undefended as you release any tightness and allow the breath to pass through your heart. Remind yourself of your own tenderness by saying, soft front, soft front. Now bring your awareness to your lungs. With your spine straight, let your breath fully enter into your lungs. Fill your lungs with air softly. And with gratitude, remember that your life is supported by each breath. At this point, the whole front of your body may begin to feel open and receptive. Through an open body, you can connect with the world, which lends compassion. And through a strong spine, you can be with suffering, which brings equanimity. Let these qualities of equanimity and compassion intermingle. Let them inform one another and give you genuine presence. Strong back, soft front. Strong back, soft front. Now, very, very gently, start to become aware of the room you are in once more, the floor beneath you, the walls around you, the ceiling above. And then bring your awareness into your physical body, wriggling your fingers and toes as you deepen the breath. If you're lying fully outstretched, you might like to bend your legs and rest a hand over the belly and a hand over the heart. And just take a few quiet breaths here, breathing into the heart space and exhaling from the belly. When you feel ready, no rush. You might like to roll over to one side, curl up into a little ball, and just take a moment to recall the sankalpa, the intention that you set for yourself at the start of your practice. And repeat that to yourself now 3 times. And again, when you feel ready, no rush. Let's come up into a seated position. And we'll close our practice this morning with 3 Oms if you'd like to join with me. You might like to bring the hands to the heart in Namaskar Mudra. The eyes closed, soft shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in. Gently bow the head down. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you.